how do you set up and use I don't know, can you for automated hall passes and device checkouts? Today, we're going to cover just hall passes and we'll leave device checkouts for another video. As a reminder, you can get this app on the App Store, on Google Play, or just manage it all from a web browser. You're going to click Login. And after you've signed in with either Google or your Apple login, if you've never used the app before, you're going to see a button on your dashboard called Set Up Your Classroom. If we click on Setup, this is going to take you to a wizard that is going to automatically help you set up all of your passes and your devices if you have them. We're going to click on Continue. Now, you can copy and paste your names and IDs or type them manually, but I recommend uploading from a spreadsheet or CSV file. You don't have to worry about it being formatted properly as long as you have a column that has student names, ID numbers, and class periods. If you're going to use those devices, the app will automatically figure out which columns go where. Now, if it does get it wrong, you can manually flip where the columns get matched. But for our cases, everything seemed fine. If you do want devices, you can click on the type of devices you have and enter how many. So even though we're not going to cover devices today, let's go ahead and just get it set up for the future. Say I have 15 Chromebooks in my classroom, and I want to use the label CB for them. This will make sure the barcodes start at CB1 all the way to CB15. Now, I want my devices to always be assigned to the same student. Every kid gets one device throughout the whole year. And when I click Continue, you'll see it automatically matches my students by class period and automatically assigns them a Chromebook. You can change these later if you would like, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the basic mapping. Our classroom is ready. You're able to have your kids scan out not just through the touch screen or with a keyboard, but you can even use a webcam or a barcode scanner. If your students don't have badges with barcodes on them, or you're using your own custom IDs that don't relate to the school, I recommend using Avery labels, which our app will automatically create for you. So you can use these to either stick them on a badge or on a binder, something the kids see every day, and automatically have those created. Once your classroom is set up, you'll see you have your roster and your live view. Now, the things we're going to cover today is how does a student scan out and leave your classroom and then come back in. The three core features are the admin dashboard that you're looking at, a kiosk, which allows your students to scan in and scan out, and then also a display that you're allowed to optionally project onto another screen so you can have some at-a-glance information. Let's open up both a kiosk and a display. You'll see on the top is our kiosk where it's asking kids to scan their ID. On the bottom is an optional display that you can project in the classroom. It doesn't require you to sign in. It has a secret URL. And this just lets you at a glance see are passes available, who's out, how long have they been out, etc. So when a kid walks up to your kiosk, they see it's green. That means they're allowed to go. They're going to either click in the middle, use a touchscreen, or if you do have a webcam, you can use the webcam in the bottom right or a barcode scanner or numpad. So they click in the middle and they're going to see they can enter their ID number. Once they enter their ID and hit enter, their pass is made and their timer starts. They know they can leave the room. When they come back, it's the same thing. They're just going to scan or enter their ID one more time, and they are now checked back into your classroom. You can also manage passes from your own admin dashboard, where you can see what is active, and you can even issue your own passes manually. So if we click Issue Pass, and we give a pass to Chloe straight from the dashboard, and we can see that this shows up on the display in the kiosk as well. Now, in your Settings tab, you have a lot of options to customize how this kiosk is going to work for you and your classroom. First, you can enable or disable the camera scanner if you want to use a webcam, and you can disable manual ID entry with that touchscreen or by using the mouse cursor. In the Hall Pass settings, you also have the amount of passes you want to allow at any time and the amount of time they have to be out in the hallway before they get flagged as overdue. You also have the option of enabling a wait list, meaning if all of the passes are full, a student can still go to the kiosk and put themselves on a queue that will automatically move them in line after somebody comes back in. If we go to our display and kiosk, you can see that we have 3 passes out right now, which is the maximum we allow. And we have Zoe here on the wait list waiting for somebody to come back. As their overdue time approaches, we have it set at 1 minute. You see the shape start to change. And at 1 minute, they get flagged as overdue, letting a teacher know that they have been out in the restroom too long. When a student comes back and they enter their ID number, you see Zoe now automatically gets moved up in line. Let's say all three of our passes are full, but somebody really needs to use the restroom urgently. As a teacher, you can issue an emergency pass through the kiosk or your admin dashboard, which allows a student to bypass any of the kiosk rules you have set up and allow them to still use the restroom. It'll be flagged with a little emergency pass icon on your admin dashboard. If you allow a waitlist, you can also reorganize the waitlist on your admin dashboard so you can prioritize who needs to use the restroom most urgently. The destination selector allows you to create custom places that your students are allowed to indicate that they are going whenever they leave your classroom. When the destination selector is active and students sign out of your class, they will be asked to indicate where they are going, such as the nurse's office. This pops up on your admin dashboard so you can keep track of where they have left to. Schedule mode allows you to run the kiosk on a very particular schedule, keeping it suspended outside of specific hours. And you notice when I clicked on schedule mode, it automatically paused the kiosk because it is outside of my allowed hours. I schedule it during my specific class periods, also taking into account my school's 10-10 rule. Students can't leave to use the restroom during the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of class. This allows me to automate that so I don't ever have to worry about manually pausing or unpausing it. You can allow kids to still use the waitlist and sign up for the restroom, even as they are waiting for the kiosk to become unpaused. Banned students are students who have abused restroom privileges and you are not allowing to use the kiosk. You can also auto ban any students who are flagged as overdue if they exceed your limits. Some students have documented accommodations that require you to make sure that they have extra time in the restroom, or they might need to be exempt from certain things like bans or overdue statuses that other students normally have. In the roster tab, you are able to set these custom durations and exempt them from these flags in their student profile. Lastly, the Insights tab gives you at a glance stats so you can see hall pass behavior within your class as a whole and for particular students. You can use these to understand your own classroom management as well as bringing data to parent conference meetings or up to administration. So hopefully that was helpful and able to get you onboarded. Keep leaving me feedback in the app or writing me emails. Let me know what you like or what you don't like. And in the future, I'll make a device management tutorial as well if this helps.